think one of the most rewarding feelings and sensations you can get as a human being is finally feeling free from your past. Finally feeling free from the one thing that's been clouding your mind, holding you back, and not really allowing you to be yourself. I feel like I've truly reached that point as of recently, and it's a very, very good feeling. I feel like for the first time in a long time, I have real mental clarity amongst myself. I feel like I've come to the understanding that wasting time and energy thinking about the past has been doing me nothing worthy of anything that's got to do with me. It's a sensation of peace, honestly. Peace and acceptance with the past and letting bygones be bygones. Not wasting time having negative emotion or animosity towards people who've wronged me or certain situations that were negative in the past, just in general. It's even helped me come to terms with certain negative things that could be coming along in the future, or things that have happened recently. I feel like in a way I've taught myself to not care as much about little things that waste my energy, or that will try to waste my energy per se. For example, I don't know, just little things throughout the day, like even road rage, for example. That was a big thing for me. If you're in my circle, my really close, like, high school friend circle, you know how bad I used to get when I was in the wheel. Like, I used to just be angry, very angry over little things that involved the driving, and it was just wasting so much energy and focusing on like little things like that throughout your day, and constantly just having that kind of shit on your mind and letting it set you off. It drains you so much more than you realize, especially mentally. And when you want to try to have the energy for certain other things that might come along that are more so worth your time, your energy is just depleted. You've got nothing. Because you wasted all of it worrying about something that wasn't important. You wasted your energy focusing on the driver in front of you who was driving like 10 miles per hour slower than the speed limit. Yeah, little stuff like that's annoying, but it's out of your control. And feeling free from my past kind of ties in with this, because not only has it taught me to come to terms with things of the past, but it's also allowed me to come to terms with things of the present. It allows me to not really let negative situations come and throw me off so much. It allows me to kind of just shrug that kind of stuff off and keep a smile on my face. And I haven't been at that point for, like 2 years now, probably. This is the first time I've felt that way. And this is the first time, I'd say, in my adolescence, in my young adulthood, that I felt any kind of peace like that within myself. It makes a big difference when you actually go out there and soul search. It makes a big difference when you actually go and try to find your peace. The big problem with a lot of people is that they expect that time is the only thing that's going to heal their wounds. And yes, this is partially true, but time is not the only thing that's going to heal your wounds. You are also part of what's going to heal your wounds. You have to do things in order for yourself to feel better along the way. If you're suffering and going through something that could be like a heartbreak or something along the lines of that, like I was suffering through for so long, there's a lot of things you can do to bring yourself out of that rut. I'm not saying you're going to instantly cure your pain, because there is no instant cure for pain. But there's little things that you can do over time that will speed up your recovery process a bit. and will make your life a little bit easier, and will make coming to terms with bad situations that come along in your life a million times easier. Because at the end of the day, feeling free is quite literally the biggest and best gift that I think I could get, honestly. Finally coming into situations around me with just a positive attitude and not being a cynical person about everything and worrying about all the bad things. I mean, sure, I have my moments. I'm human. Like, we all are not perfect, of course. Some things that you fix can creep back up on you. Not to the same extent, but they'll have their little moments to shine. And that's just pretty much an example of relapse right there. It kind of just, it happens, you know? We're human, and that's just the way things go. And allowing yourself to be at peace with certain things also allows for you to come to terms with the fact that if you've got something you're working on and something you're trying to fix about yourself, it's kind of a means of accepting relapse. Accepting that there's going to be points along your self-rehabilitation journey, per se, or growth journey altogether, that you're going to relapse. There's going to be times when you relapse. And it's not going to happen all the time, but it will happen. And it's coming to terms with that. That's going to make things a lot easier. Say you're trying to quit masturbating or something like that. It's kind of a means that, like, if you stop for a long time and you slip up one time, it's kind of being like, okay, it happens. Let's not do that again. But I'm not going to shame myself for it and be like, oh, what the fuck was I thinking? What's wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? It's like not letting things like that bother you anymore. It's kind of just understanding that during your growth journey, along the way, you're going to slip up at times. It's okay. It happens. Trust me, I had a million relapses with certain qualities about myself that I was trying to fix. They sneak back up on me again, you know? It happens. It's the way it goes. So many times, like, I mean, for a lot of my life, like I mentioned before, negative person, negative mindset about everything, and it just, like, being negative all the time about everything, it just, like, it shuts you down and it sucks the energy right out of your body. Being negative about every single situation that you go into makes your life a literal hell, and it makes you so easy to be depressed and sad about everything. And that's the point I was getting at. Like, I just was so negative all the time. It was making me depressed, and it was kind of a means of me being like, I don't want to feel this way anymore. And taking a minute to look within myself to see what the problem was, if there was anything really there. Because, I mean, eventually you get to a point, especially with my personality type and the way I thought before, that kind of always pushed the problem amongst something else or somebody else. I mean, that's kind of just human nature, though. I feel like a lot of people do that. A lot of people just, like, will try to shift the blame away from them to make the truth, unquote truth, hurt less, which basically means you're lying to yourself about what the problem is. And if you want to heal, if you want real growth and you want to feel better as a person and just become a better person altogether, you need to stop lying to yourself. You need to tell yourself the honest truth. If there is something within yourself as a character and who you are as a person that's wrong and it's something you need to fix, you got to be open and honest to yourself about that. You got to tell yourself that, okay, this, and this is wrong with who I am as a person. I need to change that. And it might hurt and be hard to accept, but the only real way you're going to keep going and be able to continue with your self-healing or growth journey or whatever it is, the only way you're going to be able to continue with that journey is if you accept the things that are wrong with you. If you accept the things that are wrong with you, it'll make it a lot easier to work on those things and come to peace with them. It'll be a lot easier to improve on them over time instead of just fighting them. Trying to point the finger in other directions and at other people, other things, situations, it's not going to do you any favors. It's only going to make your situation a million times worse. So do me a big favor. Tell the truth to yourself. Have an open and honest conversation with yourself. If that means thinking out loud and just speaking to yourself in the car, pretty much how I am right now, then by all means do that. If it means writing in a journal and spilling out every thought you have about yourself that could be wrong with you, could be something you need to improve on, then do that. If it means calling your best friend and talking to them over the phone or getting together with them in person and having a real conversation about the truth of who you are and your flaws as a character, then by all means do that. Because accept your flaws. Because, I mean, nobody's perfect. Nobody. Not me, not you, not your best friend, your mom, your fifth cousin, I don't know. Nobody's perfect. And you gotta accept that. You can convince yourself and try to gaslight yourself that you're perfect, but you're not. And if you're suffering and you're looking to feel free, the first place I recommend to start looking to fix your troubles is within yourself. If you're gonna start anywhere, start at the home base. Start right here. Start right here. If you want to heal and become a better person, take a look in the mirror and be honest. That's how you're going to feel free. That's the best way you're going to feel free. You want to get rid of your suffering? You want that shit to stop? Take a look inside. See what you find. That's all I got for today. Stay blessed.